Hello, Dan Marr here from Hamlin Carrigan in Nashua, New Hampshire. I've been practicing law for about 35, actually 36 years now, and we're going to be talking today about employee theft. I've had another blog that I've done before in regards to how to detect the theft and prevent it, and then briefly talked about some of the remedies. But now we're going to focusing in on when you actually find that there is employee theft. By way of example, you could have a situation where the traditional situation where you have an embezzling bookkeeper. You find out that the bookkeeper has actually been stealing money from you by making fictitious checks out to some vendor that's really themselves, or they perhaps get both the bank account statements and the check writing authority, so they put into QuickBooks or your other software something for a legitimate vendor when they're taking money themselves. They could be claiming excessive expenses. They could be doing a whole bunch of things. Or you could have a situation where you're in a contracting business and you have the company equipment and maybe the materials being used. The company asphalt pickup truck that has dump truck that has all the asphalt. On weekends, the guy is going and using the extra asphalt to pave driveways, and he's obviously stealing from you if you're doing that. So I'm not talking about little things about taking office pens. I'm talking about real substantial employee theft. One of the things you want to do when you have these situations is you do want to talk to your attorney, figure out what's going on, and you should talk to your accountant too to find out the situation. If you actually have expenses that have been taken because the employee's been lying about this stuff, and you actually find out that it's been theft, there's a way to deal with that for taxes. That's not going to be a problem, really a difficult problem for you, but you want to talk to your CPA about that. But also for your employee, you want to find out what the extent of the theft was. And you might, when talking to your counsel, you want to figure out what you want to do and when you want to do it. Do you want to let them know immediately with a firing? Probably, because you can't really trust them at all to be involved in the property. But if you're dealing with that, if you're actually having this meeting with them where you're shocking and awing them and telling them that you caught them, you want to have your ducks in a row. You want to know what you have. And you also want to make sure that you have another employee with you, somebody that you trust that's actually with you during this meeting. For one, it raises the level of how important this is. And two, you don't want this person saying you did something in that meeting that they're claiming was inappropriate. Maybe they are saying you were suggesting that they provide romantic sexual favors for you or anything like that. You don't want to, particularly if it's different genders or even sometimes in the same gender, you want to make sure that there's nothing there that's you have a witness so that people can, so the person that's you already know has defrauded you doesn't try to defraud you again by making a misrepresentation of what's going on. Or if he does or she does, you got a witness that you can trust. And it probably decreases the likelihood that person's going to do that. That's one thing you want to deal with. The other part of this is you want to find out where the money went. If the money went into paying for somebody else's debt, husband's debt, or something else like that, you might be able to go after the husband. You might be able to go after a business partner of theirs if they have something on the side. There's something called Fraudulent Transfer Act, that I've talked about that in another blog, where somebody's paying off the debt of somebody else with your monies. You might be able to go after them for that. If they're also using it to pay off their mortgage, their homestead exemption, which is $120,000 in New Hampshire, more in Massachusetts, but $120,000 in New Hampshire, you might be able to get some of that in an attachment because you proved that the money was used for illegal means to increase their homestead exemption. And there's a case that says that specifically. So you want to deal with all those issues. So you really want to find out where that money is. You want to, and you might very well file a civil suit. I've done that several times where I've gone after people by civil suit, or I do a private restitution agreement. You don't see many of these embezzlements in the media. So you don't see it in the newspaper. WMUR may not cover it because they don't know about it. So there's those situations out there that you may find out that there's a lot more of these out there. Most employees are honest. A vast majority of them are. When I'm dealing with the embezzlement, obviously I'm dealing with the worst of the people. And they are bad people. They're bad human beings. They might have a whole bunch of excuses, but they've stolen from you. And you should consider it that way. But revenge is different than restitution, and you might want to think that through with your attorney before you act out of anger and just contact the police. So I would suggest if you have a situation like this, you contact an attorney that you trust that's dealt with this. Again, I've dealt with this for over 30 years, and I'm happy to help you if the need arises. I'm Dan Marr at Hamlin Kerrigan at 603-883-80 or 603-883-5501. That's 603-883-5501. Or you can check out our website or Google me. But our website is nashvillelaw.com or HAMKER.com. And you can check out our vlogs and blogs and a variety of other useful information there. So look forward to the opportunity to work with you if the case arises. Thank you.